Do I have to bring a little pole with me, please, or what?
Would it help if I got out and pushed?
I mean, I don't have a bikini, but I have a pole.
What?
Yay. I mean, I
All right.
can
Well,
pull if you
so
want to.
we're live right now. Okay. Okay.
Majin Tensei.
What a fantastic start to the podcast. Hello everyone and welcome. Hello everyone. We got it working. Welcome to the August 2021 Outpost 1018 anime podcast. I'm your host Neo Tokyo Tempo. Everyone else introduce yourselves.
Hey yo, Neko here.
Yo,
It's,
yo. Go ahead.
Go ahead, RJ.
No, it's all good.
One of you introduce
All
yourself.
right. So it's Baron. What up?
And this is Striker Red. How's it going? This is gonna be
Alright.
one hell of a podcast.
All right, that is us. Yeah, so we did not.
Ooh.
So we did not do a podcast last month, if anyone was wondering, and that is because we decided to take a break. Things were getting hectic and chaotic. They still are, as you can see, but we did have a month break. Um, but yeah, I hope everyone had an awesome August. Better August than we did because we watched SSSS
Dynazenon.
Dynazenon. I still cannot pronounce that. And yeah, I'm gonna get it out of the way. I didn't like it. But anyway,
All
let
right.
me just
One last
let me
thing.
just try
My
to
mic was off,
explain.
so I'm just gonna reintroduce myself. I'm
Oh,
Getsuryu, and everything went to shit.
yes, everything went to shit. So Dynazenon is an anime starring a kid named Yomogi, who really seems to be he really seems to want to go to work all the time, and that's his character. But then kaiju's attack, and they get and he and like 4 or 5 other people get into this giant robot and fight the kaiju, and then Yomogi has to go to work. That's the anime.
Yeah. See, it's for one that he followed an advice of his father to a goddamn mech for one.
You are breaking up. I cannot hear you.
My bad. What I'm saying is, it's nice that some antagonists of the show, especially a mech one like this, especially big, like budget shows, actually getting in the. So, unlike some other were released over the weekends here. This
Yeah, you're
really
breaking up really
bad.
bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's.
Yeah.
Comcast.
Your internet connection has learned instant transmission from Goku.
Yeah, well.
There we go.
All right.
Uh,
So yeah, with the introduction out of the way, it's not hard to understand. It's a giant robot show. Well, I guess it's a tokusatsu or
Yeah.
something.
Mixed.
But yeah, but you know, it's a pretty bog standard mech show. So there's not too much to explain. So let's just get into the animation. Any takers?
I'll go
it's
first, I guess.
I'll go second.
Yeah. So the animation is pretty okay. There was a few moments that I just did not like. But as a whole, you could tell that the animation is kind of the best part of the show. So you could argue the mech battles are also good, but Triggered, for everything else that is wrong with the show, at least tried to do what they could. So I'll give them
Yeah.
that.
I found the character designs to be quite appealing. The show has the show all the characters. They did a good job making all the characters really stand out and look unique. You wouldn't really mistake any of these characters for characters in other shows. Um, and I'm gonna be honest, the girls, they look good. They're good
Oh
looking
yeah,
girls.
yeah.
But
Especially the main villain, Yumujina, and one of the second characters for that appears later on.
yeah, um, but yeah, I found that a lot of the animation is kind of just filler. It relies on repeating the same
Formula.
transformation sequences and stuff.
I did a timer on one of the transformations. It was 43 seconds.
Yeah, it's like Sailor Moon
Yeah.
level,
Well,
but Sailor Moon is also like 200 episodes, so
yeah, but 43 seconds, 4 times over 12 episodes. That you're looking at 23-minute minus the opening and closing scene out of where 2 of the episodes didn't have an opening.
All that was
Oh,
missing is all that was missing was the English dub of Power Rangers while it was happening.
yeah.
Well, we're gonna take on evil.
But out of basic, like, essentially less than 6 hours of show, like, the transformations had to be, like, totaled up to at least 10 minutes.
yeah,
Jesus.
Yeah, because, like, there was that many transformations. Like,
yeah,
go back through all of it. Like, it had to be 10 minutes of transformations, if not more.
and they if I'm not wrong, they did the transformations like every episode too, right?
Yeah, so,
Even Sailor Moon started often like having characters just transform off screen
yeah.
just to save time.
Yeah. There was, what, at least 2 to 3 transformations each episode. So you're looking at it. The one episode had like 5 transformations. Yeah, there had to be at least 15 minutes. Like, the more I think about it.
I
Yeah,
I want to add something real quick, and it's they committed a pretty grave sin of over relying on CGI,
yeah, they did that too.
because just
Yeah,
about most of not only most of the battles, but just about everything that's around us was made with this CGI that just didn't go with the animation. You know?
yeah.
Yeah,
It, and it's not like Gridman where the CGI really sells the idea that it's a tokusatsu uh kaiju. Kind of has that man in a rubber suit kind of look, and which is what they were going for.
well,
This stuff, it just looks kind of it just looks kind of like average CGI that just kind of like sticks out like a sore thumb.
yeah.
Yep.
I will say, whenever Knight transforms into his mech, um, that one is a little bit closer to what I would imagine the show's supposed to look like. But yeah, with all of, like, it acting more like a transformer, where they combine into, like, multiple things into one thing, it just didn't fit well.
Did you, did you notice that that triple frame animation when it came to the introductions of the mechs themselves? Like
Yeah.
they go like closer. Like this looks like a throwback to like really cheesy 1970s and 80s tokusatsu series.
There was another really bad moment that like I caught into. Uh whenever the neat guy we'll get into the characters a little bit more, but whenever the neat guy meets
Oh,
the
Yomi.
girl the girl that he was into, her husband, and they were all like eating and drinking together. Uh, they were like they had like hard skips to like try and like show how long the time was going, but it wasn't like it was like too harsh where I thought my video was skipping.
Yeah.
It,
They should like fade it
hmm
to they should like fade the shots into one another if they're going to do that. But
yeah. It was terrible. It hurt. Like I was like, what is going on? And like I rewatched it 3 times. I was like, what is actually going on? Like did my video skip? And then I was like, wow, this is just terrible. This is just done terribly.
yeah.
So, yeah. The mech fights were good. That's what I can say about the animation. A little bit too much CGI, but the mech fights were okay.
I don't think the mech fights were good. I don't. I think the mech fights were like 99% transformation sequence and like 5 seconds of actually fighting.
Mm,
They're awful.
yeah.
Um,
I also
And
don't
it
like
doesn't.
mech
It
fights,
doesn't really
so
help that. It doesn't really help that the fucking Knight was fucking overpowered. Like take every motherfucker with them by one shot. It really
yeah.
didn't help at
Well,
all.
it's all. I also looked at that and wondered why are they not already like combined? It's they combined together, and they always win when they're combined. Why do they not just go into the battle combined? Why do they even bother going in separated?
yeah. The only
Because it's the power of teamwork.
well, I like the idea like that they were all getting there at different times, and then they were trying to like just fend off for a while because that happened on a couple episodes where it was like, oh, we're separated, like hold him for a minute, and that was it. But like, yeah, they just needed to jump straight into like the second they can transform into the like dinosaur Rex thing and just shoot a fireball and win. Like, yeah, fight's over. Uh, and then later, and I know that you said you only got to episode 5. Whenever they combine with Knight and then with fuck, what was the yeah,
Goldburn.
Goldburn, yeah. Whenever they combine with Goldburn and Knight, um, then it becomes like this giant fucking one, and that's the one that's like way too fucking big. Um, that one is just like, okay, well this is broken and destroyed. So, yeah, I don't like mech fights to begin with. I don't get them, but
Yeah. Yeah. Any more hot takes about animation, or we go into sound?
I needed to say one thing. The animation just gradually kind of I don't. It didn't irritate me, but it greatly disappointed me. That's all I got to add to it. It was like that meme, the one with Game of Thrones that's been going around with the horse, just the drawing of the horse going from really good to gradually really bad, with the final panel just being a line. But yeah,
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You were complaining about it, but I think Yuma looks good. So I like
the CGI also. I appreciate that stuff less and less as we go forward.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
I mean, the amount of shows we have to watch and like analyze critically, you notice like things that just happen over and over again that
yeah,
just kind of wear on you, and CGI is one of them. Um, and and yeah, it's not the worst CGI. It's not the golden camera bear,
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
god.
we,
Top
the
tier.
golden
Amazing.
the golden Weaver though. What? That was a meme in itself.
yeah. But anyway, let's move on to sound design. Um,
I'm gonna be honest with you. Let me start first.
all right.
I personally like the intro theme song a bit.
Yeah.
It had the right kind of hype, but I just realized that the ending song was sung by Maya Uchida. That's the chick who played Rui in Domestic Girlfriend. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, I
Um,
was like, bruh, what is this?
So this girl likes being abused. I got it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, she also plays a bunch of toonies, so but yeah, regarding the voice acting, frankly, I honestly think that it wasn't bad, honestly.
yeah. I liked the opening theme. Um, and usually I don't care for the opening theme, especially in like modern shows. I'm not a big fan of modern music. But it was it was enjoyable. Wasn't I didn't think it was fantastic or anything, but I wasn't like sitting there like, all right, I have to skip this.
All right.
Um, there's some decent like fast paced like rock tunes and stuff in like the action scenes. In fact, I think there
Uh,
were rock tunes throughout the show if I can remember.
I want to mention the one of the I think this shit is more of a throwback because of how cheesy it was. Like when the fucking Dynazenon mech was formed, it had this massive fucking chorus in the background shouting its name. I was like, "What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? Is
Yeah,
this Dynazenon or Godzilla?"
yeah. I mean that's definitely like a big tokusatsu thing. Um,
It's also a kaiju thing as well. I mean, I was fucking dying of laughter when I was hearing that. I was like, "Damn! I thought they didn't do this shit anymore. I was wrong. That's quite a
so
throwback."
I'm pretty sure it's because they don't like really do that anymore. Like that's like a set like Japanese 70s and 80s thing. Um, but uh, but yeah, I don't really have too much to say about like the sound effects. There wasn't anything that like stood out as particularly good or bad, which is
So,
fine. It's if you notice the sound design, they're probably doing something wrong.
all right. So I noticed the sound design, and it was
Oh,
way later in. There was a part where they were trying to make it seem like an eerie kind of thing, right? And they were using like generic spooky music, like as like their thing, right? And like it wasn't scary, so it was throwing the moment off completely. It was like probably around like episode I want to say like either 9 or 11, like somewhere in that zone. Um, and it just like that threw me because like I was listening to the background tracks and I remember early in that there was a song I really liked and I was like awesome, I like that song, it was cool, it was a cool like fighting thing, I liked it. And then there was like an English vocalist at one point and I was like that's kind of cool, like that, the English audience will like this a little bit maybe, whatever. But like that last one like completely threw me. That said, the English dub was absolutely trash and none of the people sounded good in it. Everyone sounded like they didn't want to be part of the show. um
It's
they
Funimation. What do you expect?
there
well,
was okay,
that's
the
kind of
main
funny because I didn't want to watch it.
the main character didn't sound like he wanted to be part of the show. During the transformation, uh like the first transformation, like you're about to go into your mech for the first time, alone. Like you aren't getting absorbed into it like the first time, right? I can't remember what they say. It's like access point, like Dino. Yeah,
Access transmission.
yeah, that was it. Okay, so
You're talking
uh,
about Yomogi, right?
yeah, so
Yeah, Yomogi.
I am like this is me not exaggerating how fucking dry it was. Access transmission, Dino Soldier. It was that dry.
What?
It was that dry.
What?
Yeah. So
Yep, it
like
is. Yep.
it was so fucking bad, and like they only got to like 2 episodes in English, and then I watched the rest of it in Japanese. And the Japanese, I literally was like, the Japanese doesn't sound much better, but God, they actually sound into it at least. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had more. It had more, yeah, it had more passion.
they had at least some passion, and I'm wondering if like it was just that episode, like it was just that bad.
Nope, it's all of it.
No, I mean, but like going forward, if he's gonna like actually
It's
try.
all of it.
Oh, it
I
was
watched
so
all
bad.
of the full dub up to episode 8. It's
Okay.
all bad.
Okay.
All of it.
Okay. So there you go. It's just fucking terrible.
Horrific.
Yeah. So if you thought the Japanese was terrible, the English is worse, and like I prefer dub, and I'm saying that. Just take that to heart.
Honestly, you might as well watch the sub instead of dub, because honestly, the dub is dubs for the most part are absolute trash. They're
Oh,
absolute garbage.
I love
Honestly,
I love Ash trash. This is terrible. This is like okay. Here's the thing. If it's bad and funny, it's good.
God,
And
I
there's a
fucking
lot
hate
of
that I
that.
have to I hate that I have to word it like this, but it's worse than trash. Therefore, it's the fucking disgusting undercrust you find at the very bottom of fucking of a dumpster.
Oh.
This is how bad it
Ouch.
is. I actually like rewound it, found my girlfriend, showed her how bad the voice acting was, just to explain how bad this show is. And she was like, "Wow, like I would have just stopped watching after that." And I was like, "I part of this crew, I can't." Yeah. So just it hurt. It actually hurt.
Fucking yeah, let's keep the shit
Uh,
train running and move on to the characters.
all right. So
God.
we have first and foremost, we have Yomogi Asanaka, who is the main character. He's
Yep,
voiced by Yunya Inoki in the Japanese dub, and
and he is
Dallas
late
Reed
for
in
work. He has to go to work.
the reason he has to work is because he wants to be quote unquote independent, because he can cope with the fact that his parents got divorced as a kid.
Yeah, and he doesn't like
His stepdad.
yeah, his stepdad has a lot of money and is like offering to like pay for everything for him, and he wants to show that he doesn't need his stepdad's money. That's the main driver for him like wanting to work. It's
Yeah, but there could be a bomb going off in the parking lot outside his job, and he's still be like, yeah, I have to go to work. I have to keep working.
You know what? You know what's funny is this.
to be
I
fair,
wanna
that's
say this.
that's the way some Japan people.
And I didn't want to say it, not because of that, but because even the Evangelion movie just came out. But Yomogi's Gendo and his stepdad is Shinji.
Oh God.
What the fuck?
I never thought I'd see that dynamic in a friggin' anime.
Yeah, I don't know. I found him to be kind of bland. I find most of the characters, like, they look good, but they're not interesting.
Yeah.
They don't have much personality, don't
Yep.
they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all very short on personality, and it's just not. and they don't have good chemistry with each other. The
The worst offenders were easily Yume and Yomogi, besides Mujina and the rest of the bad guys. And
Yeah.
Mujina had no ambitions whatsoever. Like, she was just in there because she felt she needed to. That was it. Like,
yeah,
is
and like
is that
you
really?
you
Is that
may
really?
you may easily has like the most interesting arc to her, but she's just not interesting enough of a person uh to make it really worth it. Like, if you go, if you even with the arc, her arc, um she's just so bland that it makes the arc boring, even though like in another show it would probably be really good. And and Yume and Yomogi have no chemistry with one another. Zero. Uh and it's really, really annoying
Well,
and
it's not.
awkward.
Well, it's not as annoying as Chise and Koyomi, who are
Well, here,
the siblings.
here's the thing: is you'll have a scene with like Yume and Yomogi, and they'll just like kind of sit there and like look at each other and make awkward small talk the entire scene. And
Yeah.
you would think, if they these, you would think you would at least have like some banter to like liven up the scene. It's like scenes that, and like if you're going to write a scene that's awkward, at least like have a reason for it.
Hmm. I,
But it
I,
doesn't really seem to have a reason. It's just like they just put a boring, awkward scene in there, and another character had to show up to get something to happen.
so there's two reasons for the awkward scenes, and I kind of got that, and that's why I didn't really like harp on it a lot. It's supposed to be he likes her, and she knows that he likes her, but like she's so focused on everything else, she like gets off on like just ignoring people, and he has no idea what to do. So it's not awkward for her because she's just sitting there and she's like, whatever, I don't care. And he's just trying to figure out like how to get her attention, and he has no idea and he has no personality. So there's nothing that he can add to it because he doesn't have a personality. Now at the end, she actually calls him out on this, and that actually does wrap up okay. Which is why I said like the last 3 episodes were okay, but to get to the last 3 episodes, you have to watch the first 9. So it's not worth it, but it does address it. So
Yeah,
there is that.
I don't know. There's also just stuff that just doesn't make any sense. Like there are times when the rest of the cast make Garma look like the sane one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, because there's this one scene where they're just refusing to combine because they want to ask Garma a question,
Mm-hmm.
And then
and
Garma gives a
they're
half-ass answer too.
yeah. Well, like of course he gives a half-assed answer. Like they're in the middle of a battle. They're being attacked by a giant monster.
No,
They're
dude, that's the
piloting
best
mech.
time to fucking stop doing what you're doing
and,
and
and Garma's just like, now is not the time, and they're just like insisting, yes, you need to tell us about this right now. And I'm just sitting there thinking, you guys are idiots, you're going to get yourselves killed.
It's okay.
and of
It's okay.
course the and of course the monster is just kind of standing there waiting for this to resolve. Like it's not like at some point just like stops attacking them while they argue. It's like, what the fuck is the monster doing?
Being as confused as the audience.
The monster is basically thinking to myself, what the? This is what I'm supposed to be fighting against? Look at these bastards. Seriously, this is a waste of time.
But yeah, I don't know. Let's take this opportunity to talk about Garma.
Oh, Gama,
Uh,
the head chief in charge of the Dynazenon project, and the reason why this man is is like combined with the Koyomi as comic relief.
He gave me
Ga-
hope. I'm telling you that right
Interesting.
now. So
Gama basically was starving. He's like the man is like a homeless guy, despite the fact that he got killed 5,000 years ago. Uh, besides the Kaiju Genesis crew, who we'll talk about sooner or later.
Yeah, Garma. He is probably the most interesting of the main characters, just because he's not like that interesting, but he at least has a personality. Um, he's at he at least he's at least entertaining to watch. I'm not like bored when I watch him. But I don't know. I think in other shows he'd be kind of I don't know, I don't think he'd stand out nearly as much. He sort of he sort of has this studio trigger thing of like a somewhat crazy and quirky uh protagonist character who's like not the main character.
Yeah,
They've been doing this since they were Gynax. You see this this is basically Raharu. This is basically your 02 or whatnot. But it's but it does seem kind of I don't know. It doesn't feel like he has the substance that Raharu or 02 have.
uh,
But that's just me.
you know what's actually interesting? Yuichiro Umehara, his Japanese voice actor, was the man who led his voice in Dominant Slayer as Godly Slayer. Besides, and RJ, you've seen this show before. Cautious Hero, the main say his voice actor actually.
Nice. I
Yeah,
did not know that.
he was the only character that like gave me hope that the anime might save itself, and that failed. So whenever he showed up, I was like, "Oh, cool, an interesting character that might push everyone forward." And then no one wanted to
Nope.
walk forward. So
That was your Koyomi's voice actor. My bad. Daiki Hamano. I'll talk to.
yeah,
Here's the thing. Uh, Yama actually reminded me of a similar trigger character from Gynet more than anything else. Same drive, but at the same time, he was kind of an a-hole. He reminds me of all people of what's the name of this dude from fucking Gurren Lagann?
oh, fuck.
you mean the bearded guy?
No, the main guy that dies in like
Not Simon, not Simon,
no, the
but
main character that dies. is what I said.
Kamiya. There we go.
Kamiya. That's
Yeah.
it.
This dude reminds me in some cases of fucking Kamiya.
Yeah.
Yeah, kinda,
Okay.
but not really, because Kami is actually not bad. Like he's pretty awesome, and this one kind of
It's
sucks.
a watered down version. Okay, so I'm checking out Daiki Hamano's voice roles, and his most famous one happens to be Koma Kishima in Melty Blood, besides Slug, Chu Liang in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. All right, now moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koyomi I found to be even more boring than Yomugi. I hardly ever noticed anything that he's done. It just like I'm trying to like think of anything in particular he's said. Like I know some of the things he's done. Like when he keeps going out on dates with uh
The older woman.
this
Yeah.
this older woman who is married.
Yeah. His
Um
ex-classmate. And she knew him whenever she was
Uh,
crazy, and then like he had a huge crush on her, and she kept trying to make him do like bad shit the entire time. So I think like he had like this crush on, and then like ran away from her and shut off to the world because of her. But
um,
also,
it,
just
it,
for laughs, this is his entire Wikipedia part.
oh yeah, what's her name?
So don't worry.
Inamoto.
Yeah, don't worry. Wikipedia didn't even like him.
yeah.
Oh, that's not
Let's see.
Inamoto.
There's Chisei, who is probably the best looking of all the characters. But
She's also best girl somehow because
I don't know
best
about
girl in this.
best girl, but definitely best partner. That fucking
Yeah,
golden dragon.
interesting fact. She is Julia Inoki's cousin.
Yep.
She uh at least her voice actress, Chika Ansai. She's related to Junya Inoki, Yamogi's voice actor, and she is basically the most passionate when it comes to kaiju, right to the point
yeah,
where she ends up piloting a couple of the mechs in a few episodes, especially
yeah.
Goldburn.
I I found my main problem with her is most of the time she just feels like a third wheel. Like she's like there just isn't anything for her to do, so she's just there.
Well, they needed some lowly character in the show, so
She rides
She's not
kaiju
even
later in.
she's not even a lolly though.
Yeah, she is.
well,
She's
she's
in
not.
middle school.
She,
She
yeah.
she
So
she, she dropped out of middle school, then she
Loli also implies a particular art style as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
well,
You wouldn't call Sailor Moon or Usagi a lolly,
Yeah.
even though
well,
she's about the same age.
I
yeah,
mean
but she's a archetype of that, regardless.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
But
She,
mean
anyway.
look,
she's a teenager basically.
well, yeah. But she's an archetype of Loli.
Hmm.
Look, she's a fun character, but she doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
She's just there, which is fine for some point. But the only thing that she's going for is again this the golden dragon thing, and
Mhm.
that's pretty much it.
I like her tattoo at the end of the
Yeah.
dragon. That
Yeah.
that
Um
highlight of the show.
let's talk about the villains.
Ooh, that's yeah.
Um
Ladies first.
Oh boy.
Let's ladies first. So let's talk about Mujina and how she is easily second best girl in this show, looks wise.
Well,
yeah.
yeah, of course. The absolute territory. Come on.
Yep, absolute territory. She had a pretty good swimsuit.
Oh yeah, that's too.
This is how much we enjoyed the show. We're just talking about the fucking swimsuits.
I like that she goes insane at the end.
Oh,
Oh,
there
yeah.
we go. There we go.
Yeah.
It's called instance domination. There we go.
Instance domination.
That's how it's supposed. They're supposed to be pronounced this, but
Yep.
go ahead. But the problem with her personality is she lacks any sort of how should I say this, ambition. Like what the fuck even is her drive?
So all three of them have the same drive. They just have different kind of personalities to get there. Of they want the kaiju to take everything over. Her drive is that she has no emotion and she doesn't feel anything. She doesn't understand who she is. She doesn't understand anything else outside of she's
She's
supposed to push kaijus
stoic.
forward. Yeah, so her entire thing is I'm just going to create kaijus to destroy the world because that's what I was meant to do. That was my pet. Like that's my purpose as a kaiju user, and that's her entire personality is I'm going to make these kaijus work. And then whenever like they start to break down and she's losing, she slowly starts going insane because she's just like, this is my only purpose. She even says at the end, she's like, I hate you guys because you're ruining my purpose, essentially.
I
So
found, you know, the moment I realized that this show is like bad, revolved around Onija. All right,
Oh,
and
uh,
he's kind of annoying, but that's not really the problem I have. It's that basically every episode, or like it felt like every episode,
It,
debris uh almost comes down, and
him
it's the same.
saying I almost died.
Yeah. Debris comes down, almost hits him. In fact, at one point does hit him and knock him like 1,000 feet to the fucking ground, really fast. And I think it was like the entire kaiju that hit him, or something.
mm-hmm.
And he somehow doesn't die.
was that the
Uh,
redhead
but
Well,
one?
yeah.
it's for a
But
gag, so it's
Dude's a
fine.
yeah,
dude's
but
a fucking
the
psychopath, though.
big the big problem is they just do this gag at like the end of every kaiju fight, and it's like, and I just remember watching that and thinking, man, it feels like I'm just watching the same episode of a show over and over and over again.
I
So
forgot about that gag. Yeah.
all the kaiju fights feel the same. Um and it just kind of feels like it just kind of feels like there's a slice of life show happening, and then and then
This is gross.
and then like kaiju's show up. Like that's what it feels like.
So if it makes you feel any better, which it probably won't, um, the one ending kaiju fight, uh, he ends up in jail.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he ends up in jail because he tries to kill a cop.
yeah, he like punches a cop and attacks someone.
Well, he did
And
say he wanted to kill somebody, so
yeah, so
We tried.
yeah he tried to attack a police officer, and then by trying to kill the police officer, he ends up in jail, and the jail gets destroyed by the last kaiju. And he was like, "Oh God, I thought I was gonna die because like literally there was like rubble all around him." And he jumps out like, and he just runs out of the jail. So like that, they knew the gag at least because at least it didn't happen at the end of the fight. It happened at the beginning. So
All right. So
now we got Susumu, who is
Shizumu, yeah, he
Bland, boring, doesn't do anything again.
hey, he
That's
looks
kinda
like Jaden
shows up
Smith
at,
somehow. He reminds me of Jaden Smith.
He shows up at their school, and all that really happens is he just talks to them.
he turns into the final kaiju.
Yep.
Yep.
Spoiler.
Don't watch the show. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Look,
can't spoil something that you're not gonna watch.
Yeah.
Frankly, you're not really missing out. You're not
I
really
mean, look,
missing
you
out.
can watch the show, but we're gonna strongly advise you not to, because hey, waste of time, yours and ours.
Yep. You've watched us talk about this show for this long.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch it at this point. You're good.
Look,
Yeah.
the whole team eugenicist is practically like like a discounted version of Team Rocket for Pokemon, and with less consistency somehow, and less like brain schemes.
Yeah. All right.
The amount of bombing these anarchist morons have done is just like to free the world and do all of this stuff. Like, besides the fact that they themselves are chill people for the most part, who seemingly fine with the current society in the show as it is, like their motives are straightforward to blend. Obviously, they're like, "Oh, we gotta take over the world with doing exactly fuck all, really," and which amounts to minimum value proposition in the end of the day. They really only exist for the sake of this, like triple four ass serious. That series needs to be having some villains, and they here
Well,
because
it's like
reason.
well, it's like if they think they're gonna like fucking take over the world with the kaiju, all right, they can't even like take over a city, and they
Mhm.
they can't even like affect people's day-to-day lives in a city.
Yes.
Honestly,
Like the I guess we're getting into the plot.
Oh, yeah.
Duga
And
is even less ambitious. The leader of the shit.
here's the thing. Whoa, hold on, I'm not done. Here's the thing. They go and they wreck a bunch of shit with the kaiju, and then everyone just like pretends it doesn't happen the next day. Like
Well,
not like
what the
nothing changes.
I
what
mean,
the
it's the mech show.
what the fuck even is the budget in the Japanese government? Like, oh, they're destroying a bunch of buildings. Yes. Well, so
well,
Like,
much.
how about bringing the
almost
goddamn army or something to deal with
in
these
almost
morons?
every mech show I've ever seen, the rampant destruction has a serious effect on on the world. It has like in the Big O, they have to like live under fucking domes to avoid being like destroyed by mechs. In Evangelion, they have to sink the
Geofront?
city into the fucking ground. In it, God, in Gundam, there's like millions of people dying just constantly.
Yep.
And it's just like it's just like it's like there's a nuclear war happening every day. That's how many people are dying in
I
Gundam.
mean, shit. Even in Macross franchise, you still have the aftermath. That they show you what the hell happened after
Yeah,
the battles.
and
This one, whatever.
even in
They showed it a
Gridman,
couple times where like it's like, oh, the buildings are like falling over, and then like you'd see like two characters staring at the building like toppling over onto itself, and you're like, and they're like, and then just keep walking. I'm like, the fuck, like they don't even
yeah,
care.
yeah,
Maybe
and
it's some
like
kind of a
even
meta
even
narrative
in
about
Gridman,
Japan or something. I don't know.
even in Gridman, it was like where the city was like rebuilt every morning. Uh, all the uh, all the people that died the previous night from the kaiju attack would be gone. They'd be disappeared, and nobody would remember that they ever existed.
Yep.
Yeah.
But this, it's just nothing.
Well,
There's no consequences.
Yeah.
maybe it's the same kind of thing there as well. Because remember, this is technically a sequel. Well, it's unrelated, but sequel to the Green Man. Same universe.
No, no,
Just
no, because
in the future, I guess.
the one episode, the person with the time and space one, uh, the characters were disappearing and dying into the mech itself, and then everyone was like, "Oh, where'd they go?" Like, and they were like panicked because they're like, "Where the fuck are these people going?" So like, if it was that, the characters would have remembered
Yeah,
them disappearing.
and I distinctly
Wouldn't have.
remember like in like the first or second episode, they were sitting in school, and the teacher was mentioning the kaiju attack that happened the previous night,
Yeah.
and that classes were shortened
Oh,
because of it.
well,
Yep.
whatever. It's a mech show.
Yeah. It was poorly written.
To say the least.
I guess we're already in the plot. I wanted to bring up one thing, and this is the only thing I wanted to talk about because we kind of ignored it. Was the one chick's entire motive of like trying to find her, like what happened to her sister.
Mm-hmm.
So there was so much lead up to it. It was like it's like, oh, we found this person. We're talking to these people. We're going to the choir club. We're talking to her ex-boyfriend. Like, and it was like a lead up of like 8 episodes of like, oh my
Mhm.
god, she killed herself. Why'd she kill herself? Why'd she kill herself? And then she
Totally.
goes and talks. She goes and talks to her sister in like this alternate universe that's created by the one mech, and her sister's like, why would I kill myself? I wanted you to come see me like perform. And like it just ended the entire thing. It was like all of that build up of her trying to find the answers, and then it's just like, oh, the mech just like brought her into a universe that she can talk to her sister. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? And I was so done after that. I was like, there's finally a nice moment, and it was that much lead up to this one nice moment, and this nice moment sucks this much. Like, this is the best part of the fucking show, and it's terrible. Because like
Well,
it was such a touching moment, right? It was so like that part was well written, but the entire lead up to that moment had so much build up that it shouldn't have been that ending. Like the
at
ending,
least,
yeah. So it just,
at least yeah, yeah.
yeah.
At least there's no golf club. You know.
So like even like the good writing that like was almost making up for the bad writing was so badly written because that's not
Yep.
where it should have been. Ugh, just terrible.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you guys were asking who wrote this shit. His name is Akira Amamiya.
Oh god.
Wow.
Let's see.
Akira
That sounds
Amamiya.
really familiar to my ear, at least.
Amamiya. Um.
He's the guy who wrote Killer Kill.
Wait, is he the director of this show?
No, he's the key animator.
Oh.
Let me check out the
I thought
wiki.
you said he wrote it.
Yeah, let's look at his wiki.
Yeah, the script was Hasegawa Kichi.
Cage.
Oh,
Keiichi.
directed by.
Is the guy who wrote like Astro Boy, Devil's Man, the what's the other one?
The music was done by Shiro Sagisu, and Masaru Sakamoto was the guy who designed the characters. All right,
Yep.
Keiichi Hasegawa did the screenplay. So Akira Amemiya. Let's see, what did he do?
I mean, he did Gridman.
Yeah, he did
Yeah.
Gridman. He did Ultimate Man.
Yeah.
He also
Yeah.
did. He also did of all things. He also did of all things. Kill la Kill and Gurren Lagann. He worked on those shows. And
And
Space
also-
Dandy.
Keiichi did the Reg of Bahamut Genesis. And it's like,
Right.
what the hell happened with these guys?
Does anyone?
This is the same motherfucker who
We're a
worked on
bit,
Penny and Stephanie McGarville.
We're a
Damn.
bit off topic here. Are there any more takes about the plot?
No, it was terrible.
It sucks. It's terrible. Don't ever watch it.
Alright. Can we do wrap ups and ratings then?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I go first every time. Let me bring out a calculator really quick.
Oh my lord.
Oh my
Ugh.
god,
Oh,
that's
what
gonna
the
be
fuck just
bad.
opened? What the fuck just opened? Okay, cool. That was that. Okay. All right. So while that's opening, so I don't know. Like I think I said this. I don't know who this audience is for. So it's all of the mech stuff seems like it's aiming for early kid to like young teen era. But
Mhm.
then they talk about like very deep philosophical things in very, very bad ways, where it's talking about suicide, where it's talking about like the need to get a job and contribute to society. They're talking about like very adult things that you want to aim for, like young adult audience, and both of those audiences don't combine. Like, you aren't gonna want to watch the show whenever you're older, and if you're younger, you're not gonna get about 70% of the show anyway. So it doesn't add up well. Um, so I can't even figure out who the target audience is outside of mech enthusiasts that are just looking for better mech battles with some storyline, I guess. It doesn't sit well. So
Other than a couple of our friends, I have to say this. Other than a couple of our friends,
Mhm.
and I say other than them, I'm probably one of the biggest mech fans in our entire network.
We're
And
we're
I
continuing
hated
to wrap
this.
Okay, anyway, but I'm saying it's like I don't even know who the target audience is originally.
It ain't me.
Well,
it ain't
no,
me.
okay, no, but I'm saying it's like the
up.
target
RJ,
audience to
we're
watch
doing
it originally.
Wrap up.
Okay.
I mean,
So
it's
no, okay,
PG
I'll
13.
get there. I'll get there. Okay. So because it's aimed for like a younger teen audience that isn't gonna get half the show anyway, I don't know why it's written. I don't know who it's written for. So it fails on a plot standpoint. It fails on a marketing standpoint. The animation was not great outside of a few good moments. The character design was the saving grace of the show. Um, the sound design wasn't good. There's like whenever you're going through a show, whenever you're rating it, you have to go through each part and see if there's someone that it can be marketed to, and that there's no one that I can think of. Even the mech enthusiasts aren't going to enjoy this that much. Um, the young teens that are trying to get into anime aren't going to like this. The older generation that enjoys this style, this art, wants to see this build up, wants to see this story continue, isn't going to enjoy this. So at every single level, this anime fails, which is the biggest issue. It's boring. It just doesn't get people to want to watch it. So I can't give it anything above a 3. I think I'm going to give it a 2 at this point because I just cannot find anything. Like, I'm searching for something to give it, and I can't. So I'm giving it a 2 because it's not an absolute disaster where it fails completely, but I can't. Like, there's been very rare shows that could be worse than this. It's a 2.
All right. Neko.
I mean, look, I wouldn't say I didn't completely enjoy the shit show and that show, but it was very inconsistent. Here's the thing: the first impression coming from Gridman was, "Oh my god, this is gonna be a great universe that will expand. It's gonna be a direct sequel to that thing," and then because there's gonna be a third show, they're gonna combine the powers and they're gonna be Avenger mech or whatever. And then the first 3 episodes rolled in, and that was like tone deaf, absolute bullshit that just horrifically. Look, even the action portions of the whole show, they're eye catching, raw as they might be, but they don't feel consistent. They don't feel enticing, exciting, especially the people like me and RJ are just like, oh, we like mecha, but a good one, not the one that sucks.
Oh, I agree 100%
just-
with you.
Yeah, this one, look, some moments, yeah, they're gonna give you chuckle, they're gonna give you excitement, they're gonna give you like rolling your eyes up and into your skull or something. But look, with that mixed experience that I have from the show, really hard to recommend that thing to anyone because even though it's PG-13 officially, it's just doesn't have anything. It's a bland, boring bullshit that Trigger somehow shitted out because they needed to keep the fucking license going for 4S franchise that they now they're a cash cow essentially with all of the toys, like promotional materials, all of the other shit. Clumsy, shitty aesthetically, and completely trying to be very profound and organic, which doesn't really go anywhere in the end. Simply meandering aimlessly at fuck all points in the whole show.
I gotta say, add something, bro.
Yeah.
This is gonna this is going to suffer the same fate as Big O, except Big O was a million times better than the junk.
Yes. But the thing is, even the plot points are just like it's complete. Look, the show has interesting plot points, but it has an inability to address them, to set them up, and then later to actually explore them in first place. Completely failed at pretty much everything, unlike Gridman, which had its own problems, but it's kind of better. Hopefully one day, Studio Trigger can finally, quote unquote, save anime again with another Gridman show or whatever, Dynazenon show or whatever. This is not the time. 1 out of 10.
Ooh. All right. RJ.
I'm just gonna be very brief, and my apologies for interrupting, but I had to drop some comments to agree with the dudes, because I was sorely disappointed. I liked SSSS Gridman. I was hoping this one would be okay. The quality was okay starting off. I just didn't expect it to go downhill. And I have a theory, right? And I'd like you guys to chip in, but especially Josh and Neko. My theory is the person who pushed for this was told, "Hey, we don't know if this is going to sell well, so work within this budget," and blah blah blah. In other words, they don't want to take a risk, so they allotted a smaller budget. Or theory number 2, they thought they could get away with a smaller budget because they were hoping it would sell well.
So
I want to see what you guys think.
Just really quick on that. If it was the smaller budget thing, right? If it's for the reason that they think that it's going to fail, but they wanted to play safe, a lot of people have been doing that recently in a lot of things. It never works out if you play safe like that. And even if they were playing safe, they weren't hitting the main things that would keep an anime safe. They were doing everything wrong. So if they were trying to play it safe, they still did it wrong. And if they were trying to think, well, they can get away with anything because the fans will still watch it, do you think that
Agreed.
they could have continued the Gridman series past this if it would have succeeded? Because if they think that it would fail on this one and they're just trying to scrape as much money out of it as possible, then yes. If they don't think it's going to make it past this season, or if they thought that it could have made it past the season and they believed in the guy who created Ultraman, then no.
Agreed, 100%.
So that's the theory, and that's why I think that this is a failure. Is because either way, no matter how you look at it, no matter how you try and spin it, they failed on every front.
Yeah, honestly, it and I'm not exaggerating. It reminded me of the same level of disappointment I had not even when I watched it, but when I saw the trailer for the One Punch Man season 2, I was so frustrated. I was just like, I'm not gonna watch this. This looks dumb. With this going in blind, I went in blind with this one. I didn't even bother looking at anything on YouTube. It was the same feeling, but it dragged out. So I'll end it with, to quote Review Bro, "My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined."
What's your score?
I thought I was gonna give it a 5, but the more I think about it, 3.5. I feel generous. 3.5, 0.5 extra.
Wow.
All right. Striker.
Oh my god. I let you try to. I actually thought it wasn't that bad, but unfortunately, let's just say the show really didn't age very well. because things didn't really set off until like episode 9 to the 12th. Outside, maybe a couple of scenes here and there. I honestly hate being right because I was talking to the guys at chat saying I really hope this show is as good as Gridman. I really hope this show doesn't. And unfortunately, it was the complete opposite. It was a tough pill to swallow, really. I mean, I went through the 12 episodes like I should. I mean, I had to fight it. But the problem here's the problem with Dynazenon. It had huge shoes to fill. Considering it had to walk back the steps of Gridman. And the problem was it actually didn't. It actually I mean, this is fucking trigger. These are the same people who did Kill a Kill, Inferno Cop, and fucking Dueling in the France. These guys were supposed to be. These guys were supposed to be absolute mentalists. I mean, shit.
They're
Inferno
supposed to
Cop
be
is.
saving anime.
Yeah, I
right?
mean it's. Yeah, but in this one, they got that Suburaya money and thought, oh, you know what? Let's just do some cocaine and do this shit so we can get paid more. This show is kind of forgettable, in all honesty, compared to Gridman, at least. Outside, like some things at the theme song and the character designs, this show really wasn't. It just didn't deliver. It just didn't deliver compared to the. I was going to give it like a higher score, but unfortunately, I haven't seen an anime. This is disappointing. Since and RJ, here's the thing. I did watch. I did try to watch One Punch Man season 2 as well, and I had the same feeling. I was very much disappointed, not only because they changed the animators, but because it was compared to the first episode. It just lost that essence of what made One Punch Man One Punch Man. What made it actually good.
Yeah, no, agreed 100%.
Okay, so what score am I going to give this? I was going to give it a 5, but unfortunately, well, I'd be a shill if I would give it something higher than this. Suburaya and Trigger, you pretty much disappointed me.
I need to just sneak in for a second to say Inamoto best girl.
Oh God. No,
Oh.
you're wrong.
All
You're
right,
factual
so-
wrong. Yumi is the
Inamoto.
best one.
All right. So what are we giving it?
Oh no
He's
no
saying
no
the
no
best
no no no! Best girl would be it would be Nidaime. Best girl.
Oh come on!
Agreed to
Let's be
disagree.
honest.
You
Let's-
looked at that.
Yo, Lewis,
Alright,
what's your score?
alright.
What's your score?
Okay.
What's your score?
Okay.
Let's be honest. She has.
Lewis, what's your
Okay.
score?
Yeah.
I'm going there. She has big One-sama energy in her.
Yeah, okay.
God.
Okay.
Score.
All right. 4.
Oh God.
Generous, very generous.
All right.
Fucking shill.
Now I
Exposed. Exposed.
Yeah, Subaraya fucking paid me. They gave me a fucking check. It was like
Yeah.
$1 million, some shit. Yeah, that's fuck you money. Ultraman fuck you money. But really, 3 fuck it, it's a 3. It's 3. Honestly, you're better off watching something else like Redman or just playing something. Damn. The fuck Genshin was
Still
not
wouldn't
entertained
watch
to this
Starlight
shit.
Nexus.
All right. So I'm prefacing this by saying that I didn't finish the show, so I can't rate it. but I can tell you that Chise is best girl, and that
God.
I didn't like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
I actually agree with you. Cheese is out there as best good material.
All right, but anyway, it's. I mean, it's not like the worst thing I've ever seen. I've seen worse. Um, it's not great either. It's just boring. That's the main problem I have with it. It's just boring. And be honest, it's so bland and boring that I think I have trouble like grasping out like what I even want to say about it. Um, it's just it doesn't feel like a Studio Trigger show. It feels like
Something from
fans.
A1.
It feels like fans of Studio Trigger made a show trying desperately to be like Studio Trigger. It's just
Well,
like I'm having trouble believing that that this isn't like a Studio Trigger fanfic or something. But I mean, I'm looking at saying Studio Trigger made it, so I guess it's a Trigger show. I don't know. It's just boring. I can't give it a number because that's against the rules. But yeah, it's boring. Didn't like it. Don't watch it.
Boring out of 10.
All right, so do that number crunching.
So 2.375.
Oh,
You know, it is just a race to the bottom with these second seasons.
Oh man, it's just to clarify, anyone that has watched this far, thank you. We have agreed not to do any more second seasons for a while because this has been this is over 4. All of them were bad. We did that time I got reincarnated as a slime season 2.
Dr.
Looking
Stone,
back
Stone
on
Wars.
it-
Stone Wars.
Looking back on Slime, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah. So
in comparison,
both of those are getting a season 3. So
well,
yeah, they both announced
actually,
the season
all of them
3s.
are. Yeah,
Yeah.
because there's gonna be a sequel to that shit.
We'll find out.
Oh yeah, we will.
Well, hopefully Slime season 3 is okay.
We need it.
I'm gonna watch. I'm definitely
gonna watch it.
Slime
Yeah.
season 3. I didn't think 1 or 2 were particularly great, but they're good enough.
Fire Force wasn't that bad. Season 2 wasn't that bad.
We did.
Yeah.
We did watch season 2.
So,
we watched season
I
1.
mean,
Yeah, I know.
Fire
I'm
Force is a
saying,
fucking masterpiece by comparison to this.
Yeah, I
shit.
know. That's
Like,
what I'm saying.
It's like characters, motivations,
My-
villains. Oh my god!
It's
My
like
teen romance
it's like the-
comedy SF. It was way better than this too.
Yeah, it's like these.
I
these
cannot
shows-
disagree. I cannot disagree.
This is what someone who fucking hates Oregairu as a whole.
Yeah.
This is what this fucking yeah. This is what I honestly
Yes.
I honestly don't want to watch season 3, but unfortunately I have to.
No.
I'm
I
co-
mean, I wasn't big into Oregairu, but it was okay.
Yeah. I mean, compared to this, Jesus Christ.
so suddenly Don't Make Cry ended up
No,
being
it's not.
Don't
that
Make
bad.
Cry.
I
The
don't-
best.
we probably rated Devil May Cry higher.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, Domestic Girlfriend. We give it like a 5.
I mean,
At
that's a
least.
good
I think
show,
we-
though.
I think we panned that with like zeros or something.
I mean,
Really
Domestic
bad.
Girlfriend was so bad it was good, but this is just plain bad.
No, Domestic Girlfriend was like disgusting. I hated it.
It was
Um,
disgusting.
Agreed.
But
That's a
at
comparison.
least-
That's a comparison.
but the writing was better.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Everything was
For
better.
what it was aiming for, it certainly hit the mark.
Yeah,
It did its
exactly.
job.
It had 2 marks.
Anyway.
Oh no!
Bad.
Oh no! Oh no!
All right. Anyway, that was our podcast for this month. We'll be back next month as usual, and I hope everyone has a good next month and a good rest of their night. And don't watch this show. See you later.
See ya,
Bye.
Space Cowboy.
Let the